All right, welcome back to Modern Day MMA. This is your host, Chris Meyer, and with me, as always, is my co host, Kale Meyer. This week, we're going to be recapping the big Conor McGregor fight against Dustin Poirier from UFC 264 from this past Saturday night. Well, I guess yesterday. This is Sunday, the 11th, right now. How are you doing, Kale?
Doing good. I uh I had some buddies in town yesterday and they rented out a big Airbnb here with a pool, so I had to be that guy on the laptop in the corner just watching everybody chill out, and I was kind of like the weirdo just watching the fights, and it was it was pretty cool. But I told him, I was like, listen man, either I got to go home and watch the fights by myself, or I'm just going to watch them in the corner on my laptop. And everybody, it was funny because like there was 12 of us or 10 of us, 11 of us, and all the guys started watching the fights, and I'm pretty sure a couple of the girls were mad at me for bringing it, kind of thing. And because I mean they weren't even really big fans of the fights to begin with, but every all the guys started watching the fights, and I think a couple of the guys girlfriends were a little choked up at me for bringing it, because I don't know, they just wanted to have like a pool party kind of thing. It was a pretty cool place. And yeah,
The
so
fights always take over.
yeah, I mean, it was a Conor McGregor card. I couldn't just, like a fight night's one thing, but a pay-per-view is tough to miss. So,
Especially this one. This was a big fight between Conor and Poirier. The to settle the trilogy.
yeah.
Um, it's a big fight. Obviously, I was pretty excited to watch it. I had a few friends over at my place, obviously, and we got to enjoy the card. Did you did you want to start just on the main card today? I guess do a little recap for that.
Yeah, we might as well. I didn't get to watch a whole, I mean, I got to watch the fights here and there, but um I
Did you
watched the
happen to
Ryan
see
Hall
the
fight. I watched the
the
Nico Price and
Michelle?
Pereira fight.
Did you watch that one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they in my fantasy league they robbed me. I thought that was going to be fight of the night, so I picked both the fighters. And
Oh, really?
yeah,
It
yeah,
was a good fight.
I ended up winning the whole thing though. This was the last fight night for it, so it was good.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. That's sick.
Yeah, I'm the champ.
Champ, champ, champ.
Um, Listen to my predictions for more betting advice.
Yeah. Do not listen to mine.
Yeah. Did
Uh,
you see the Ryan Hall Ilya Topuria fight?
yeah, yeah, that was kind of weird.
Oh man, it
Um,
was so dumb. Like he just kept falling down and like trying to go for his leg, but he wasn't even close.
yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, just because it worked against 50-year-old BJ Penn doesn't mean it's going to work against these higher level guys that know what you're now doing, right? Like they know what you're going to try and do, and to do it over and over and over again, it's like holy shit, man! Like you got to
It's
have
got to
more
be
than one
tiring.
plan of attack other than an Imanari roll or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's what you get for not being active in the game. It's just I just don't think you can compete with these guys, especially the younger guys, when you're just not that active. I just think you don't even have that much octagon experience. I don't know. I just think you got to be more active than that, and you got to have
Yeah.
more than one route to win. So
Yeah, I mean he's 36 years old. You would think he'd want to be as active as possible, right? And he's not going to have a hard time finding fights right now that he's not going to be able to ask for these guys that are in the top 10, right? Cuz he just doesn't deserve it.
yeah,
Um, you have to be more active than that. And Ilya Topuria looked really good. He wasn't playing that bullshit with him, and just he had no problem just biding his time. And then when he went for that, he kind of tried to pull guard, and then he got him in side control and just started smashing him, and he was out pretty quick
yeah. He blocked out his one arm from being able to like help,
to
like his
roll.
yeah, to roll or do anything. And then it was just like it was kind of like a what's that called, where you lock down both arms. It was kind of like that, but not like that. So I don't know. Yeah, crucifix, is that what it's called? Like where you lock
Yeah, the
down both
crucifix
arms.
is when you pin a guy down with your legs with one. You pin his arm down with your legs, and then
Yeah,
his other arm down with your other arm, and you're laying on top of him sideways.
yeah. So he had like a half crucifix kind of thing on the one arm.
Yeah,
but then he was on his other arm, like laying on it. So he couldn't really do much there. He just kind of got caught out in a bad position, and Ilya
And he didn't show
obviously
any urgency.
capitalized. Yeah.
And I think like the first big punch that he threw on the ground like that hurt him, and he kind of just like didn't do anything, and then he just got mauled. So
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Ilya Tapuria
Bummer.
looks really good though. He's super aggressive. 11-0. I'm looking forward to seeing his next few fights.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
He hits hard,
Yeah, he does. Exciting
definitely.
guy. Exciting prospect.
Dricus Duplessis had a nice little knockout against Trevin Giles.
Hmm.
Um, Trevin Giles has a good chin too, and he sat him right down, put him out with the right hand. It was a nice shot.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to go back and watch that one. That was impressive. Trevin Giles is tough. And he was doing
Yeah, he
good,
is.
I thought. But
Yeah, I thought he was doing good too, and then yeah, he just he hurt. It looked like he hurt Dricus, and he went in for the kill and just got caught
yeah,
almost.
yeah. I mean, just
Um,
like Tai Tuivasa and Greg Hardy,
yeah,
little
exactly.
little overzealous, and
That's just not having
paid the
the
price.
experience too. And I think he hurt. He thought he hurt Ty more than he did, maybe.
I mean, Ty was wobbled though. That was, I mean, unless he like put it on, maybe. But Ty said he did get hurt, like he was
Oh no, he
rocked.
was hurt. He was hurt, but he was still, he just his first instinct is to fire back
Yeah. And did you
instead
see
of
that him
recover.
fire? Like, did you rewatch the knockout a few times?
Man, that was brutal.
Dude, he planted so it's like he wasn't hurt when he threw that punch. Like he planted and threw the hardest punch that he possibly could have thrown with like
Yeah.
vicious speed, and like it looked
And Greg
calculated. So,
Hardy was at a complete. Greg Hardy was almost facing the other way
yeah,
when he
just
hit
way
him
too
because he
excited.
well he threw in the biggest left hook, right, and it actually looked like a nice left hook, but he followed through way too much with his footwork, and he almost pivoted right around,
Yeah,
and Ty was just like, well, I'll meet your left hook with another one, bing.
yeah.
And
It
you could
was
tell Greg was hurt from that shot.
oh yeah. I don't think it put him out. I think it just totally
i,
rocked him so bad. Like he's just like
I think
I
his
felt like
eye
I just
was
got hit by a
fucked too.
bomb. Yeah. Like because
He was
he
probably
looked
just
like he
seeing
was still there, but he was
he was
done.
probably just seeing major stars, right, because he got hit
Yeah.
right in the eye, and it was a big shot.
Big shot.
And
Like
he was walking
big,
right into
big
it.
shot. Yeah, like that was definitely the hardest punch of the night landed. Like I don't know, I rewatched it like 15 times. I was like, oh my God, dude. Like Tai Tuivasa literally threw everything that he possibly could have thrown into
Yeah,
that
he
punch.
stepped
And it
into it,
landed
man.
square into his face. Like, oh man, it just gave me the heebie jeebies.
Yeah, it was a
So
tough shot, especially
yeah.
because he took it. He took it with the straight knuckles, pretty much. It was almost like this. Like he just
Yeah.
caught him in the eye, like right here, and you could tell
Yeah.
it fucked up because he posted a picture of it last night or today, and his eyes all fucked up from that one shot.
Yeah. Yeah. I like what he said though. No
Oh yeah,
excuses. I got caught out. The, I don't know. I just thought it was
he made a rookie move though, right? He thought he hurt Ty, which he did hurt him, but he wasn't.
yeah.
He wasn't. I mean, Ty's been hurt lots, right?
Yeah.
So and he just ran in chin first and tried to throw the biggest shot to end him, and he just ate one of his own, and yeah, it
Yeah.
was a big shot. But
Yeah, man. That guy's
Tai
entertaining as fuck.
Tuivasa is entertaining as fuck. I like that guy.
Yeah.
He likes to
Who's
party.
that fucking dickhead that put the
That
hot
put hot
sauce in
sauce
the
in his.
shoe?
What a fucking asshole.
Like, what a prick, man. That guy is a dick. Like, right after a fight, he's just trying to give the fans what they want, and he fucking fills the shoe up with hot sauce. Just a
Yeah.
prick move. Like, ha ha ha, you got him. Like, fuck, man. I'd be so mad.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
definitely.
So
Um,
yeah, he's on a 3-fight winning streak. Good for him.
yeah, against like pretty regional competition, but still.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see the Nico Price Michelle Pereira fight?
Yep.
I thought that was a pretty damn good fight. Nico just walking him down in the third, but couldn't quite get it done.
Yeah. I mean, he was obviously less tired, but he was still pretty tired himself.
Yeah. Well, he
And
took a bit of damage in those first two rounds.
yeah. Yeah. Towards the end of the second round, you could see that Michelle was getting tired.
Yeah.
And then he just, he turned it right on him at the beginning of the third, but just couldn't get him out of there. And I think the decision was probably the right decision, but it was close.
How the fuck does Michelle Pereira weigh 170 pounds at all, like ever?
Yeah, he's a
The
monster.
guy's a giant.
Yeah, big dude, big dude. Um, yeah, fuck, I don't know.
You just must cut so much weight. I think that's why he gasses out too, right?
He's just got such
And
a
he's
tiny head.
he's he's pretty dynamic too.
Yeah,
He's
but
got
even
such a
like in the
tiny
third
head.
round, well, he does. It's freakishly small.
It's just funny because he pulls that fucking little bun of his so tight too.
Oh yeah, makes it look worse.
Yeah, it makes it look
Um,
even smaller.
his like even in the third round though, dead tired, and still throws like a flying knee or like a jump knee kind of thing. It's like those are very explosive moves to do. Jumping knee, like he's still just. That's why he's such a dangerous guy because he is getting his cardio more on point. Like it's still not great, but if he can go 3 hard rounds with Nico Price, it's getting better for sure. He's getting more calculated and more mature in his approach, but still like wild enough to be super exciting. Um, so yeah, no, I'm definitely a fan of that guy. I kind of figured he would, Nico wouldn't be able to get him out of there in 3 rounds.
No, I picked Michelle Pereira, didn't I?
No, I'm pretty sure you picked Nico.
Did I pick Nico Price? Well, I fucking bet the shit out of Michelle Pereira.
I know you always do that, so you're right either way, and it pisses me off.
Well, it's not that. It's just because I bet differently than I think. Like sometimes I think some guy's going to actually win, but if you can get good odds, then sometimes it makes more sense to make a bet, right? Like Michelle
Yeah,
Pereira. Plus, I have way better. I always do the predictions way earlier in the week, and then I watch the weigh-ins, and then I watch the fighter interviews, and I look at it more, and then I switch my pick a lot, like on Saturday when I'm doing my actual bets, because I don't do my bets until Saturday morning usually.
yeah,
I like to wait till the very last minute to make sure the weigh-ins are good and shit. Like, but it fucked me because I wanted I picked Irene Aldana to win all week, and then I switched my pick to Yana Kunitskaya when she missed weight by 5 pounds. I was like, oh, she's probably fucking hurt or something, right? Didn't matter. Beat the shit out of her.
Oh, what? Dude, the stats on people winning fights when they miss weight is
No, but it
not.
wasn't by a pound or two. It was by a lot. So it made me think that maybe she got hurt and couldn't do any cardio.
Oh, no, I was just like, nah, she gave up. She's like, fuck it. I'm not making weight. I'm going to give up and be a complete piece of shit. That's kind of what I thought.
Yeah, but to miss weight by that much made me think that maybe there was an injury, right? I mean, obviously I was wrong, I think. But,
Hmm.
I mean, you can kind of see because that's a
Yeah.
lot of fucking weight, man. It's not like she missed by a couple pounds, right? A couple of pounds, that's an advantage. But if you miss by 5, I thought maybe she just didn't train or she was hurt and couldn't do the road work and she was going to gas out, maybe, right?
Yeah. No, apparently she's just a little bitch, is all. So that sucks. That
But
sucks
at
for
the end of
you,
the day, it doesn't
Yana.
fucking matter because now she's going to fight for the title or like one more fight than the title. Because, I mean, she gave up 30%, which is what, like probably 10 grand.
Yeah, if that.
So she gave up 10 grand. Now she's going to fight for a title and make fucking 250 or half a million bucks
Yeah.
just to get her head smashed in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she apologized, but 4 pounds, man, come on.
That's
I
brutal.
just think that's so pathetic. And it's Dana. I think Dana's slipping, because he's like, oh,
He
yeah, I
didn't
got to
even
give
know.
her. He didn't even know. And he's like, oh, yeah, I got to give her an extra 75K. It's like, what are you talking about? She missed weight by 4.5 pounds, 5 pounds. And then obviously he's like, oh, yeah, I didn't. So she probably won't get the bonus. Hopefully not. But, and then last week,
Just
he
like,
was,
yeah, she's getting a bonus. Oh, she missed weight? Oh, yeah, probably not.
yeah, well, good. No, for sure
Well, they
not.
shouldn't. She should never get a
Yeah.
bonus for missing weight by that much. That's
No, give
bullshit.
it to Yana.
They
I mean,
should
I guess
be,
if
it
she
should be
gets a bonus, Yana
50%.
gets more. Yeah, it should
Anything
be more
more
than
than
30%.
anything more than 1 pound. 1 pound,
Yeah.
you should get 20%, or 2 pounds, like 20%. But anything more than 2 pounds, it should be like 60% or 50% at least. Because
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah. Cause then you've kind of just, it's a big fuck you to your opponent.
Well, yeah, it's you don't respect them, and you're trying to gain an advantage, or you
Yeah.
are hurt. And if you're hurt bad enough, you can't cut weight. You shouldn't fucking be fighting anyway.
Yeah.
You should pull out of the fight, right?
Yeah. And then last week he was doing an interview and somebody had asked him about like, the best trilogy. And he's like, oh, well, first thing that comes to mind is DC and John Jones. It's like, that wasn't a trilogy. And he's like, oh, fuck. Yeah. How did I think that was a trilogy? Um, I don't know. It was just funny. He just like, I think he's
That's
just
weird.
kind of slipping lately.
That's weird because Dana's usually really involved, right? Like
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
watched a lot of fights. Maybe he
Yeah.
just
No.
doesn't care as much anymore because he doesn't own it anymore, right? He's just the president,
Yeah.
so he
Just
doesn't have any
making 20
skin in.
mil.
Yeah, but he was probably making at least that before because he was getting 10% of the profits,
Oh, more. Yeah. Probably more.
right? Because he owned 10%.
Yeah.
He
Maybe he
sold his
doesn't care
shares
as
for
much.
$400 million.
Yeah.
Four
It's
hundred
just
million.
surprising. Maybe it's just like an ego thing at this point, right? Like you're the guy that created this thing. But typically, like, when somebody starts getting a flat salary, they don't care as much. And that's just kind of human nature, I would think. So,
Especially once you've already like he built the company from the ground up pretty much.
yeah. Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I think he gets pumped up for some shit, but he just needs to like take a bit of time because you probably get burned out, right? He's traveling all the fucking time. Think about how many fighters are texting him.
Yeah. But think about how he travels compared to how me and you travel, you know?
Yeah, but
Like,
it's still traveling.
it's still travel, but like,
Yeah, I
most of
know.
what gets me down when I travel is the waiting in the lines, the eating of shitty food,
You're
all
right. Yeah,
those things, right? He doesn't
he's
have to deal with
fine.
any of
Well,
that.
he's got his own fucking plane.
Yeah, like you don't wait, you don't deal with other people. You don't like it's just don't get me wrong, I'm sure you still get burnt out. Anybody would, but it's different. It's like a
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
I've flown first class a handful of times, and it's not the same. I mean, it's a completely different experience, right? And I would imagine flying private is even more.
Well, yeah.
There's no lineup. You just walk up and you're like, "Yeah, I'm Dana White. I own this plane. Thanks."
Yeah. Here's nothing. I'll sit wherever the fuck I want.
Yeah, except for where Mike Tyson sits.
Yeah, that was funny.
That's my seat,
Yeah.
but I'm sitting here. I don't care.
Get out. Yeah.
That's fucking good.
All right. What's
What else
what's
do you want
next on
to?
the docket?
Sean O'Malley or a little
Yeah.
Carlos Condit. Carlos Condit looked really old and slow against Max Griffin.
Yeah, yeah, he did.
Even in the
Yeah.
third round, he was winning, I think, but he just didn't. I don't know. He does the same combo like left, right, high kick, right, left, high kick, switch, high kick.
Hmm.
He does the same combo, and yeah,
Yeah,
it's
he's
weird.
past it. It's just,
Yeah,
he's past
I
it.
fucking man, he was one of my favorite fighters for so long.
Yeah.
The natural born killer. I fucking love that guy.
You know what? There's still a place for those guys. You just got
There
to have
is.
them fight each other.
He
Like
should
Nick
fight.
Diaz and Robbie
Yeah,
Lawler. They
yep.
should be fighting each
Make
other.
him fight Matt Brown or fucking Robbie Lawler again, or these older guys that are 37 years old that have had 50 fights.
Yeah, that come from the same era.
Yeah.
Because people want, fuck, I want to see that shit still, but I don't want to see some young prospect beat the piss out of an older guy. It's just
No.
like, but the UFC wants to build names off of older guys in the sport. I get it.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, there's a place for that too, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're not, you know, I don't know where the UFC thinks because they obviously have to pay Carlos Condit more money than they have to pay, um, like Max Griffin. I would assume, right?
yeah, for sure.
So is
For
he
sure.
really
For sure.
bringing in? Hey,
Yeah, for sure.
um,
I don't know.
is he really bringing in more eyeballs, or is it worth it to keep him around? Like that's why I get why the UFC has so many um, young guys and new guys, right? Because they're cheaper, and I get it, but it kind of sucks that these old guys, now that they built a name for themselves, they should be able to fucking um get paid in their later years of their career, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Condit made 265 grand when he fought Matt Brown his last fight.
It's pretty good.
Like that's not bad. Like, let
Not
him
bad.
have half a dozen fights like that, and that's a nice little retirement fund, right? Like a million bucks over the next few years for him.
Yeah.
But as long as he's not getting fucking finished and knocked out all the time, right? Like that's
Yeah, and
when
he's not. You know,
not
he's just
yet.
not performing like he used to. That's all.
Yeah.
Because he's
You know what's
facing guys
crazy?
that are just coming up.
Matt Brown. Matt Brown has a $200,000 salary, and Carlos Condit has a $130,000 salary.
What do you mean?
Well, Matt Brown made 200 grand in the fight, and Carlos Condit made 130 plus 130 for the win bonus. So Matt Brown would have made 400 if he won. That's crazy. I thought Carlos Condit should get paid more than Matt Brown.
Maybe
Carlos.
Carlos needs a new agent.
Well, he's a former champ.
Yeah. No, I
Matt
know.
Brown's Matt Brown's a warrior, but
Yeah.
they're both underpaid. But Carlos Condit, the guy's he was a title challenger and he was an interim champion. Matt Brown never sniffed a title shot.
Yeah, but he's exciting. I like Matt Brown.
Oh yeah, but Carlos Condit, man, like that guy was he was the same thing before. He just had a couple of fights. He doesn't have that ferocity in him anymore. It doesn't seem like, right?
Yeah.
Just happens when you get older. All right. Well, let's talk about this main card, I guess. I mean, Kris Moutinho obviously did a lot better than a lot of people think or thought he would. He was able to hang in there till about 27 seconds left in the third round in a fight that he basically got his ass whooped.
Yeah.
I mean, Sean O'Malley landed 230 of 318 strikes. He was hitting at a 72% clip. Seemed to just land strikes whenever he wanted to.
Yeah.
Kind of pissed off Herb Dean stopped the fight, although it should have been stopped way earlier. But, I mean, there's only 25 seconds left. Why would you stop it then? There was nothing different happening there than there was in the last 8 minutes of the fight.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he was seeing signs he didn't like, something that we didn't see on TV.
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, what does it matter, right? Like what? I don't know. You might think that an extra 30 shots, in the last 30 seconds might not have mattered, but maybe Sean O'Malley was going to blow his wad in the last 30 seconds going for a finish, like it's just, I don't know. I'm not mad at it. I don't think anybody should be mad at that stoppage.
No, I'm not mad at it. I think Herb should have stopped it a round earlier.
Yeah.
Or not at all. I mean, it wasn't.
It was a pretty big combo that he landed right before he stopped the fight, though.
It was, like, boom, but Kris boom, was boom, throwing boom. Back. He literally threw a big right hand right before that.
Yeah, but it's just so one-sided, man. We don't often see fights that one-sided. Like, when's the last time you saw a fight like that? I can't.
I get. That's why I'm saying it's.
Yeah.
It basically the last time was Calvin Kattar versus Max Holloway.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And there was a lot more higher implications on that fight.
Yeah, but those guys at least were more supposed to be evenly skilled match, even though Max Holloway was much better, obviously. But this one here, we knew that this kid had never fought in the big leagues before, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's tough. He's tough. And at least he got paid, which is cool.
Yeah, he got the bonus. That's fucking sweet. Hopefully he doesn't have major long-term concussions from that beating.
Yeah. That's the thing, right? We don't know what a beating like that does to somebody's brain or their.
It hurts you.
Well, yeah, for sure. Just it's so young in your career, and you're just kind of coming up, and then you just get the fucking shit kicked out of you for 3 minutes. Sorry, 7.5 or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. It was tough to watch. It was kind of cool for the first bit, and then I just felt bad, And I was like, oh, he's getting tired. I was like, no, he's fine. He's not getting tired. He's getting a little tired.
Yeah.
But yeah. Whatever. I'm glad that fight's over with. I think Sean should finally fight somebody in the top 10, top 15 his next fight. top 10. I mean, the guy's he's been in the UFC a while, and he's like when he obviously he's had his setbacks, but when he wins, it's usually pretty impressive.
Who did he just beat?
Thomas Almeida kicked the
Oh
shit
yeah,
out of him.
yeah. And
It
then
wasn't even
this guy
close.
here on short notice, so he should fight like Jimmy Rivera or like Cody Stamen or something.
Yeah, yeah. He called
He
out
says
Rob
he
Font.
wants to
That's
fight
a
Rob
tough
Font.
fight. That's a tough one.
I
Rob's
mean, it's
sneaky.
winnable.
It's winnable. Yeah,
He
yeah,
hits hard, obviously, but I think, and you know what? I was worried about his gas tank, but I think that it's just because he was literally throwing so many shots that he was
yeah,
thinking of, he might gas out, but he didn't. He actually looked pretty good even in the third.
yeah,
But he was, and he was getting pressured a lot too. So,
yeah. That
he
guy's
showed
slick. I
he
love
showed a
watching
pretty good
Sean
gas
fight.
tank. Yeah, he's exciting. He's got a good flow. It's exciting to watch.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. All right. Yeah. So a top 10 guy for Sean for sure.
Yeah, that sounds good. Why don't you bring us into the Gilbert Burns versus Stephen Thompson fight? We already kind of covered the Irene Aldana and Taito Ivasa fight. So
Yeah. Gilbert Burns, like I said before we started, Dana made this comment about, it being kind of a boring fight, this and that. And I just criticism, like if you're fighting Stephen Thompson, we've seen how it goes when you try and stand there and go toe to toe with Stephen in a stand up fight, and it just very rarely works out. And I just thought like Gilbert did it perfectly. Perfect game plan, was patient, disciplined, just had to do what he had to do to win. Because I mean, it's you know, one more fight and he's back into title contention after this. And if he loses this fight, he's got a long road back to the title. So, um, and we've just seen so many times what happens to guys when they just start playing with Steven on the feet. It just doesn't go their way. And that's why I picked Gilbert Burns to win, because I just thought like eventually someone's going to be able to take Steven down and hold him down. It's going to happen. And I just figured Burns was going to do that. So yeah, it wasn't the most exciting fight, but it wasn't that bad. It's just because every other fight was a fucking KO or brutal fight of the night contender.
yeah.
So
Plus, those Connor fans, man, they just
they want blood. They
yeah,
all want blood.
yeah, and a lot of
And
them
and
are
they got it,
casuals, right?
for the most part, the whole night they got it.
It
So
was a
like
pretty insane card, actually. Um,
relax.
yeah, yeah. I think that people wanted to see Stephen Thompson strike too, right?
Yeah.
When you have a masterful striker like that, you want to see him do what he does best. You don't want to see him have to just grapple for 3 rounds because that's not what he does best, right? But it was nice to see Gilbert Burns excel at what he does best. He stayed with it. He took a couple of big shots.
That spinning heel kick to the neck or ear or whatever it was.
Yeah, man, that it
That was
didn't look
pretty
like it hurt
big.
him. It just knocked him down, I think.
Yeah.
But um, it didn't seem like he was really that hurt. Just the force of it put him down.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, no, it was a pretty good fight. Obviously, I mean, Stephen Thompson is one of my favorite fighters, and I really wanted him to get that title shot before before it's too late for a guy his age. And he showed really good flashes of brilliance in there. Showed that he is a tough out, obviously, but Gilbert Burns is a really good grappler, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised that he was able
Yeah,
to
very
get
high level.
Stephen Thompson down that easily. Not easily because he had to really work for it, but I was surprised that he was able to get him down that many times.
Yeah. He's
So
built like a brick shithouse, that guy, man. He must be
yeah,
so strong.
I think he's
Like,
strong, and he's a grappler for the last 20 years. He's been grappling his
yeah,
whole life, right? He's won world championships at Abu Dhabi.
yeah,
So, I mean, when you're a grappler for your whole life, your hands are really strong, right? Like when you're grabbing stuff, because you're
yeah,
used to grabbing gis and grabbing wrists all the time. Your grip strength is insane, right? And
yeah.
yeah, it's kind of funny they were playing that little. They're just punching each other back and forth
Oh yeah, I
up
forgot
against
about
the
that.
fence.
Fuck,
It
that
was
was
so
funny.
dumb.
Steven was laughing after. It was so
Yeah,
fucking funny, man. Like just
Yeah,
I love
Burns
shit
landed a
like that.
couple of bombs up against the cage too when he had Thompson against the cage.
Yeah,
He landed a couple of good shots. Burns is
yeah,
aggressive, right? It was a good fight. I enjoyed it.
yeah.
I wanted
I didn't
Thompson to
think it
win.
deserved the criticism that it got. I was like, you fuckers, like,
No,
just spoiled fans.
casuals.
Yeah,
They
I really
wanted that
liked it.
Stephen Thompson wheel kick knockout or something.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like we didn't get to see him not try it. It wasn't like lay and pray the entire fight. There was exciting moments in that fight. Um, but whatever. So what's next for Burns?
Masvidal maybe?
Yeah, you think Masvidal takes that fight?
No.
I think Masvidal fights like a Colby or a
Oh,
Leon.
Masvidal's ranked number 7.
Yeah.
How did he fall that far?
Well, I mean, like he got the shit kicked out of him twice by Kamaru.
Yeah, but by the champion.
Yeah, I know, but everybody else has been really busy too, though. Look at that top 5. They all just recently fought, except for Michael Chiesa. Everybody else has fought and won in the last 3 months, 4 months,
Michael
kind of thing.
Chiesa?
Yeah, no, not him. I said everybody but him.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I guess Leon Edwards did win.
yeah.
Burns just won. Covington hasn't done shit for a year and a half.
Well, I mean, he beat Tyron.
Like a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a while for sure. We've seen
He's
Tyron get knocked out since then.
He's getting the title shot though.
Yeah, I mean, if you got Dana saying he's getting the title shot, typically that's probably what's going to happen. Probably a good thing. I mean, I think Leon might have been able to steal it from him with a good performance over Nate, but that wasn't really the case. So, what are you going to do? Do you think they do Leon Gilbert in the meantime? That'd be a good fight. That'd be a really good fight, actually.
Yeah, Leon deserves that
because that would decide who gets the next title shot 100%, like after Colby.
I think Leon deserves it without having to fight Burns though. But I just
don't know if
he's
but you can't have him sit out that long. Like
no.
Think about it. That's not even scheduled, that fight yet. You might have a year until that fight would happen.
Yeah.
That's too long. You've already sat out for like 3 years, and you're getting older now. You can't be going on these year and a half long stints without fighting. I think he's just got to stay busy. Unfortunately, that's just the nature of the game. It sucks, but it's the way it is. Or you just start talking mad shit to Kamaru. I don't know. I don't know. Like, maybe, who the fuck knows? Works for other people.
Yeah, I think that Leon should angle for a fight with Jorge.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree. That's the easier fight, and that'll get you a title shot as well.
Yeah, because I mean, he wants revenge for that 3-piece in a soda too, right? He pieced up Leon, sucker punched him, right? So yeah, they should fight.
Yeah, no, I'm down for that.
I don't know how many fights Jorge has though, right? I mean,
yeah,
he might have a few.
Yeah, man, who knows what happens in that fight? Jorge versus Leon. I wasn't that impressed with Leon in that Nate fight. I thought he could have done more.
Yeah,
but yeah,
but that's the thing. Leon always just fights to win the fight. He doesn't fight to take guys out of there. So he's always going to be at risk of having to fight a guy for 25 minutes. So
yeah,
like if you want to get rid of these guys, you have to demolish them early, or that's what you should aim for, right? Like, I mean, Usman or Khabib, right? These guys they're trying to get you out of there early because they know that the quicker it's over with, the less damage they're going to take. And
well, now Usman's doing that. That wasn't a thing of the past for Usman.
Yeah,
he did the same thing Leon would do, but worse, in my opinion.
You're right. Yeah, you're very right. But I think you have to get to a certain level before you can actually do that as well, right?
Yeah,
you can't just do that if you're barely better than someone, right? You have to be much better to be able to finish someone in first round or second round just by, outdoing them, like Porier did to McGregor, right? I mean, if Conor didn't break his leg, Porier would have finished him in what, another minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes?
Well, I mean, when was the round ending?
It
Like
ended
when he broke his
as he
leg?
broke his leg.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, he didn't even finish him. It ended. Yeah. Um, I don't know. Let's uh let's go into that, I guess. Connor Dustin. It
Yeah, so Conor McGregor loses at 5 minutes into the first round. It says, he was pretty adamant that it was a doctor stoppage, but it says it says TKO on his
yeah, it
record
says
here. So
TKO. Yeah, yeah.
he's probably
He
just furious.
he's gonna have some words about that for sure.
Oh yeah, it's a doctor stoppage.
I love it
Um,
when he gets mad, the Irish comes out no more
oh, you
because
can't
when you
understand a
listen to him
fucking thing he
talk,
says.
sometimes it's like, wow, like you have really become an American. Like your English accent is getting a little too clean. And then when he gets mad, the Irish comes back out. And it's like, what the fuck did you just say? I have no
Yeah.
idea what you just said. It was awesome. I needed to get like subtitles broken down for me because I couldn't hear what the fuck he said. Like the best line
Yeah.
was "Your wife is in my DMs." That was a good line. I like that. But that was about it.
Yeah, but he looked like an absolute fool saying it with a fucking broken leg on the bottom of the canvas like that. I thought he looked like an idiot.
No, I
He looked
liked
like
it.
a desperate man that had just gotten his ass whooped, still chirping after the fight. That's what it looked like. It reeked of, I don't know. I didn't
Yeah.
like it at all.
No, I loved it. No, I loved it. Because like, what are you gonna do, right? You're either gonna like be like, oh, like I don't know. I
He
didn't really
called
see
he
many
called
other
his wife a
options for him to
hoe.
take. Yeah, yeah,
He looks that's fucking petty, man.
that was a little low. It and him doing the whole like gun thing to Dustin, like I'm gonna kill you kind of thing. I was like, man, come on. It but he kind of like picked that road. He had built it up so much that you can't just like after the fight be like, oh yeah, like good fight, can't wait to do it again. Sucks my leg got broken. Like I think he almost got to double down and do what he did. You know,
I don't
if
think
if
so.
if
He's
you're gonna
Conor
be
McGregor.
authentic in your approach,
He can
that's
do
what I
anything.
think.
He could have said, you know what, you got the better of me, but my leg broke. Otherwise, I would have whooped your ass, and that would have been just fine. He didn't have to call his wife a whore and fucking, you know,
Yeah,
I don't know.
no,
I thought he
he
looked
was
like a
just. You could
desperate.
tell he was fucking mad though.
He
It
looked
wasn't.
like a
I don't think he
fucking
was like
yeah. He wasn't
putting on
thinking
a show
clearly
right
because
then and there.
he
I think he
reminded
was
me of
mad.
it. He reminded me of a child having a temper tantrum on the ground,
Yeah, yeah,
kind of.
for sure. But like
And
you got to picture he maybe have
I think
worked
he
his
was in pretty.
ass off for this fight.
Oh yeah,
Like
he
maybe
really
this
wanted to win.
was he really wanted to win, and to have it taken away from you in a fashion that wasn't so good because who knows, right? Maybe Dustin expended a lot of energy and Connor comes out in the second round looking good. We don't know that. That's the issue.
No,
That's the
yeah.
shitty part. I
I
still
mean, the
if
fight
you had to
was
if you
it
put a
was
gun to my
trending
head,
on.
um, sorry, what?
I mean, I thought Poirier was going to finish him 2 minutes into the second round if it kept going.
Yeah, if you put a gun to my head, like I was just gonna say, I think I would have picked Dustin to win, but the thing is, you just don't know.
You don't know.
Because Connor, he got up and he was instantly firing back. It's not like he was kind of like cowering, showing signs of being hurt or super tired. Like, he was instantly back on the offensive. He just and
Yep.
I wonder if what Dustin said has any relevance about him fracturing his foot, and then when he was checking his kick or whatever, because
Well,
it did
see,
seem weird that it happened
okay,
the way it
so
did.
I've been waiting to talk about this. So I've rewatched this fight about 6 or 7 times now, and all the relays, and I go to Reddit and I watch the alternate angles and everything. Right? Connor threw a kick 3 seconds before he threw a kick, and then he stepped down, and then he threw the punch and pivoted, and then his ankle broke or his shin, or we're not really sure. It almost
It
looked
was
like it was
wasn't it a
the
tibia?
joint. Well, it almost looked like an Anderson Silva break, right? Like you break your tibia, but it
Yeah.
almost looked like he broke it at the actual joint between the ankle and the shin bone. But I couldn't tell exactly. But either way, he threw a kick literally like 3 seconds before it broke, and everyone's talking about the kick that just Dustin checked way earlier in the fight before they even started grappling. And I don't think it was that one at all. I think it was the one right before, which makes more sense, obviously, because Connor was using his foot for another 3 minutes. I mean, it could have been, right? Because it could have hairline fractured and then he just pivoted on it and it twisted and snapped.
Yeah.
You never really know, probably, until we know what exactly happened to
And the
his
thing
shin.
is,
The x-rays.
you might never know because neither Dustin nor Connor probably felt that even happen. You know what I mean?
No.
Like he probably didn't feel it happen in that kick, and then he goes to, explode off of it or come back from it, and it just snaps. So you might not ever know if that was the true cause of it.
Yeah, see, the kick that I'm talking about happened about 3 seconds before it broke, but the
Yeah.
kick that they were talking about happened before they even started grappling.
Yeah, Dustin was talking about a kick earlier in the fight. I know that.
Yeah, because he pointed at him when it hit, right? But he didn't even check it. It
Yeah.
just Connor hit him with the top of his foot and not his shin bone, and I
Yeah,
think
and
it
that can
probably
fuck
hurt a
you
little
up.
bit.
That
That'll
can hurt
fucking
for
hurt.
sure.
That'll hurt like a son of a
Um,
bitch, man. When you catch it just with your toes, even when you're kicking a heavy bag, if you kick it with just your toes, and
yeah,
it folds your foot back, it fucking hurts, man. Like for a long
yeah,
time.
done that
Um,
many times.
but yeah, I think that Connor hurt his foot when he kicked right before because he literally he kicked with his left leg, pivoted down, went to throw a punch, and spun on like pivoted on the ball of his foot, and it just kind of broke then, and then he stepped onto he kind of rolled it right.
Yeah.
Um, it was probably the kick right before though, but I mean it could have been broken for a while. Who knows, right? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
In the
know.
grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. It's broken.
Doesn't
He
really matter
lost.
because
It
his leg is broken,
the
and
the
that
worst
sucks.
part about it is that most guys, especially a guy of Connor's style, is he going to come back and be the be better than he ever has been? I just don't see it happening. I
I
just
doubt
think
it.
with the way that he relies on his kind of in and out and his movement, it made me really sad thinking like, man, that might have been the last hurrah for Connor. It might not be. Who knows? I hope he proves me wrong. And because if anybody's gonna be able to come back from something like that with his resources and whatnot, it's him. He's gonna have the best doctors
Yeah.
working on him and doing physical therapy. But
The
I
problem
don't know,
is
man. That was
that
a pretty nasty break.
he relies on athleticism a lot. He's very fast and very powerful and in and out and very precise. And now he's going to be 34 years old before he ever steps in the cage again, coming off of a severely broken or dislocated or something, a big injury,
Yeah,
right? Either
yeah.
way, he's not fighting for at least a year, right?
Well, who knows? Who
9
knows?
months. 9 months minimum.
Yeah, I mean, El Kukui, he fought what at 9 months,
Yeah, but he didn't
7 months, six,
he
eight
could have
months.
it's a little bit different of an injury, right?
Well,
This
yeah,
one was
ACL is
probably
probably
worse.
worse.
You think so? Than fucking snapping your ankle in half?
I don't know. I mean, I know ACL is pretty fucking intense.
Either way, I'm gonna say a year just to be safe. So if he fights it,
Yeah.
because Connor came back from in like 10 months or something like that when he fucked up his ACL the first time, didn't he? So
Hmm.
we'll say it's roughly the same time period, a year. So he's gonna be 34 years old, and he said he wants to fight Dustin again, or
Well, if Dustin's
who else?
champion, that's not going to happen.
No, but so if Dustin loses, then maybe, right? But who else could he fight, right? Like I don't.
I mean, he can
The
fight
problem is
anybody. That's
he
whatever.
could fight anybody, but the problem is who do you comfortably pick him to beat?
Well, yeah,
Because
no,
he
you
should
got to
have a
give him
step
another
down.
Donald.
He fought Dustin Poirier 2 times in a row, right? Like I mean, he should probably fight. I don't like him if he fights Dustin again.
No, fuck no.
Like
No,
that's
I,
bad.
I agree. I agree. And the worst part is Dustin's going to keep staying active, getting better, and you're going to spend another year on the sidelines. There's just no replacement for time in that octagon. There's just not.
No.
Dustin looks more at home there. He looks better than he's ever looked. And he's just got a fucking wealth of experience to rely on, and he just looked bigger in there, man. He kind of looked like he was
He
able to
was
throw
way
Connor
bigger.
around, and that was weird to see. Because
That's what
we've
he was
seen
saying.
Connor fight Khabib, and it didn't totally look like that. Like
Yeah.
obviously Khabib smashed him, but like Connor did a really good job against Khabib, better than most guys, pretty much everybody except for like
Yeah.
uh, who am I trying to, you know, the
Ally
only
Quinta.
guy, yeah, Ali Quinta. It
That was on short notice though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it just looked weird having. You could tell with the weight cut that Dustin was like pretty fucking sucked out. Connor didn't look sucked out. Dustin, his face was sucked out. So I was like, man, Dustin's gonna be big in there, and he was. He definitely was, and we don't really see Dustin controlling guys on the ground and grounding, pounding the shit out of them very often. It happens, but like you don't see it in every one of his fights. But he was fucking Connor up. You know,
I don't know
there's
how
no
he
two
gets
ways
down to
around it.
155. Like he looked so much bigger than Conor. His waist and torso is wider and much thicker.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Like
he's
he's
got
got a
massive
really big,
back.
like he's got a six pack, but he's got a really big stomach, and that's a
Yeah.
lot of core strength. And he's just really wide.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, he made Conor look small.
Yeah. Which I didn't like. But in the beginning of the fight, like before this all happened, I was like, man, Connor is looking fast in there, really fast.
Yeah,
And but it
I
didn't
mean he
matter.
won. He won the first 2 minutes of the fight, and then got his ass whooped.
Yeah, yeah. Went for a guillotine. That was a mistake.
That was a fucking mistake.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I mean, whatever. He should have been trying to do anything he could to get range, because I mean, yeah, I was surprised at how Dustin Poirier was able to keep him down like that. Like I thought, um, it's crazy that he could do that to Connor, and then what Habib did to Dustin, right? And Connor. I thought Connor did a much better job than Poirier did at defending any
yeah.
takedowns.
You know what it is? Is I think Connor just he's like, all right, I need to be better on the feet this time. And maybe he just trained kickboxing, and not much grappling. And then with the Khabib fight, he's like, all right, I need to be the best grappler possible. So he just trained grappling, and then on the feet, he didn't look that good. He didn't look near as sharp as he usually does. I think sometimes he maybe trains too hard on one aspect of the game, preparing for a fight, and then he kind of forgets other parts of the game. I don't know, but I agree because I didn't think that
Yeah, but he
the
he
grappling would be
got
a
taken
huge
down in the
negative.
first fight, so you would think that he would train grappling enough that yeah.
Yeah, but this time I
I
think he wanted
noticed
to put Dustin out on the feet. I
yeah,
think he really wanted the KO.
he threw way more kicks. He looked really good. He threw a lot of kicks in this fight compared to just boxing last fight, which was
Yeah,
smart. But he could have injured his foot throwing all those kicks. So
yeah, yeah. Good fight. It was exciting. You know what? The one thing about Connor is though, like you'll never see a boring Connor fight. You just won't. The guy doesn't know how to be in a boring fight.
no,
It's always exciting. You know that when you're watching it. That's why you get those butterflies when you're watching him fight because it's just like you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, win or lose. It's gonna be super exciting. You know, most guys they just don't have that allure that he has. You
no,
know,
no. There's some guys that it's going to be a scrap
yeah.
or
Even if it's a
something
grappling
crazy.
match, you just know
Something
that it's still
crazy is
going to
going to
be
happen.
exciting. Yeah, yeah. Connor's
Yeah.
speed is on another level, man. Some of those kicks and punches at the beginning of the fight, I was like, man, he's so fast. It's crazy, but it just doesn't matter. Dustin looks durable at 155. It just looks durable.
Yeah, he
I
took
don't. He took some shots. Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Fuck
Yeah, it
yeah.
was a good fight. I mean, it was a pretty
Sad
good.
ending.
Yeah, it is kind of. I mean, I don't know. Like I just don't like the writing on the wall, right? I mean, he's past his 30s, like he's 34 coming off of a devastating injury. It doesn't look good.
No, no, it doesn't. But I mean, yeah, who knows? Who knows?
You can't count
I
the
still
guy out,
think
I
that he
guess.
could come back and look really good, but I think his best performances are probably behind him. You know, if history teaches us anything, so it's sad. Conor McGregor
Hmm.
era, might be slowly coming to an end, and it's just sad to think that there'll never be another character like Conor ever. I don't
I don't
think.
know. I mean, you can't say that. The fight game's pretty early, right? Like it just started.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I think there was a lot of things that had to fall into place for him to have a rise like that, and it's just you might have
Yeah,
somebody
but
else
I
that could
mean,
do that, but I don't
yeah,
know.
but
It's
there
just
was, Brock Lesnar sold fucking insane amount of pay-per-views. Ronda Rousey sold lots of pay-per-views, right? There's other stars that are, you know, around.
yeah,
There's always another, like Jorge Masvidal came out of nowhere,
yeah. I
right? Ben
liked him
Askren,
before that rise, though. You know,
Ben Askren, he came out of nowhere too, right?
yeah,
I mean, maybe not on the level of Connor, but in the next 5 years, I think someone else could come. I mean, the internet's getting more and more popular all the time, right? I mean, fucking Jake Paul could be the biggest MMA star in the world in 3 years. Who the fuck knows?
fuck Jake
God, I
Paul,
hope not.
fuck Jake Paul. Nah, he's too rich. First moment of like defeat, he'll probably be like, all right.
What am I doing here?
What am I doing
This
here? You know,
this is a
I'm
mistake.
literally 100 millionaire. I don't fucking need this. Uh, but yeah, fuck.
Yeah,
Either
no
way,
doubt. Man,
good card, shitty ending,
it's
but
it's so
whatever.
fucked up when you think about it. Like the biggest star in the fucking world just snapped his leg in half.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not good.
No, it's not. It's not.
No good. All right. Well, what else? What do you see in the future here? You see Dustin Poirier fighting Charles Oliveira, obviously. Hopefully,
Yeah,
hopefully
that's a
by
good matchup. I
hopefully
like that.
January, by January or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna go ahead and pick Oliveira for that one.
I'll take Dustin Poirier all day. I'll never doubt the diamond.
Dude, you know what's funny is he's one of my favorite fighters, but I always pick against him. I don't know why. I love seeing the guy win. I love it, but I always pick against him. I hate it. I'm such a sellout. But I love Oliveira too, and I just think he's more dangerous. He's a little he might be a little chinny, who knows? I doubt it, but Dustin could knock him out on the feet. But I think if it goes the distance, if it's a lot of grappling, if it has to be like a cardio, a battle of cardios, I mean,
I'll take
fuck, I don't
Poirier in
know.
a battle of will and cardio all day long.
I don't know. I mean, we seen Oliveira get knocked out almost and come back and knock the dude out the next round in 20 seconds. I don't know. I think those days of Oliveira being
Yeah, but that
like
was in the
wilting,
second round, right? Dustin Poirier, we know he's going to be there for 5 rounds.
I don't know. I think Oliveira is different. I think Oliveira is going to beat him.
Yeah. Well, you also
Who
thought
knows?
Conor was going to beat Dustin, and I was right about that one too.
Nah, Doctor Stoppage doesn't count.
Yeah. What did he say? Only knockouts count. And I
Yeah,
was like,
only knockouts count.
so you don't have a win over Nate Diaz? Is what you're saying? Or
Yeah,
that's so
yeah.
funny.
Fuck it, Connor Mania. Connor can say anything. He gets
Yeah,
away with
pretty
it.
much.
But
It's too bad. Like I don't know. I think he went a little far with some of the other shit, but whatevs.
yeah, guys are realizing that like as long as I just don't take this shit personally and I go out and fight my fight, I'll probably beat him. Maybe I'll beat him. Who knows? But if I take it personally, go out there and fight emotionally, he's gonna stretch me. So Dustin's just too experienced.
Yeah.
And
There was
same with
a
Khabib. Khabib was too experienced. He didn't let him get under his skin, and look what happened. Eddie Alvarez, you know, he took it personally, even though he says he didn't. He fucking did.
Yeah. I'm watching a GIF right now of the Connor and Poirier fight here. With 3 minutes and 31 seconds left in the first round. Poirier lands a left hand, then another big left hand, and then a right hand, then a left uppercut, and then Connor shoots for a takedown. And it's like first one to shoot's a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's funny how you kind of forget, like, Dustin landed some good shots on the feet, and Connor did not like that. You
No.
know, I
I
think
think it's
Dustin
just I
arguably
think
hits
it's a
harder than Connor. you know,
or as hard. I think it's a
or
pride
as
thing
hard.
too. He's because Connor prides himself on being the best striker, and
Yeah,
if he gets beat on the feet, that's bad. If he gets out grappled, I think it's easier for him to swallow, right? Because he's like, well, you know what? It's a fight. I'm not a grappler. I'm a striker. But if he gets out struck or dropped or knocked down, I don't think he likes that at all.
yeah, yeah. Ah, it's
That's why
just
he
like,
got so
man,
mad.
why did he have to break his foot? Like, who knows what happens in that next round?
I think Poirier beats the shit
Ah,
out of him in the next minute.
doesn't matter what you say. I just wish we could have saw it.
Oh yeah, we'll see. We'll see number 4. They'll fight again.
Is it true that Poirier just got a flat 1 million?
I don't know.
Fuck,
He
that's
must have had pay per
sad.
view points, right?
I thought I read that he didn't. I
Well,
mean, he
that's
got
his
to
fault.
market his hot sauce
That's his
business.
fault because he
That's a
knows
big.
that. Yeah, he knows that Connor wants to fucking fight him. Though I would have held out, been like, well, 3 mil,
Yeah,
because the fight it probably did like 1.5 million.
Yeah. Hmm.
at least.
I just want to
Yeah,
know.
I mean,
Nah, I mean, all right, fuck it. All right, should we wrap this up? Or oh yeah, I guess there's next week's card.
I don't know. Do you want to talk about next week's card at all, or what?
I mean, Misha Tate's back.
Yeah, Misha Tate's back. We got Jeremy Stevens fighting Matus Gamrot. That'll be a good fucking fight. Jeremy Stevens always is a banger, and Matus Gamrot kills people.
I like that Daniel Rodriguez guy on the
Yeah,
prelims.
yeah, he's
He
good too.
is tough. Huh.
Super. Yeah, he hits. Who is that again? Daniel Rodriguez. Yeah, yeah, he hits hard. He's aggressive too. That
Yeah.
Matus Gamrot guy fucking bangs too. He knocked out Scott Holtzman in his last fight. He hits super hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight.
Definitely. Islam Makhachev is fighting Thiago Moises. Man, Islam Makhachev needs to fight more often and needs to fight someone good. Like,
He's taking the Khabib route.
I just don't get it. And then so he's gonna win the title, defend it once, and retire and be like, I'm the best ever. It's like, well,
Well, you're not.
yeah. I don't know.
You
I mean,
fight
it's like
Khabib
Habib. He
right
only
now.
has fucking 2 or 3 title defenses. I mean,
Yeah.
they might be the top 3 defenses ever, but it's just not enough for you to be the best ever, right? Like,
Yeah, Khabib is fat now too.
is he?
He's never coming back. He's never coming back.
I don't think so. He
He's
talks about how
done.
he wouldn't mind it sometimes, but I don't think he ever will.
I think it would be at 170, but I don't know if he would even fight Usman though. I don't think I don't think their little agent there wants that. So
Ellie?
Ali Abdelaziz, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, but I mean, like, there's got to be a big challenge for him, and I just don't think he's excited by anything that's happening at 155 right now.
Yeah. I mean, if Charles Oliveira wins a couple, you never know. The thing is, I
Yeah.
mean, Habib's 33 or whatever, right? And
Mhm.
it's not going to take long, but he's going to slip. And then all of a sudden, he's going to come back and get murdered if he does, right? So it's good that these guys just, the game is not forgiving. If you're not 100% into it, and he's better than all these guys now, but in 3 more years, he might not be.
No, he won't be. He won't be in
Because
3 years,
he's
especially if
not
he
going to,
hasn't been training.
well, he's not going to get better because, I mean, he's probably at best, he's going to stay as good as he was a year ago or whatever, right? Because he's not going to be training enough to get better, most likely. He's not going to be,
No,
he's not going to be willing
but
to
he
put
does a
in
lot of
the
training.
time.
Keep like when you're training guys, it kind of keeps you informed and keeps you
His
sharp and
mind,
you thinking
his
about
mind,
things.
yes. But as far as like being in shape, like you already said, if he's starting to get fat, I mean, he's obviously not going to be in as good of shape as he used to be in, right? And if you
Yeah,
don't hold that, he's never been out of shape in his whole life. So if you go to being out of shape and then you come back into it, you're not going to be at the same as you were at your peak, right?
yeah. Well, that's why
I
I
just
think he would probably do 170 for the comeback,
yeah,
following
maybe.
GSP's footsteps.
But then he's just not. He's not the same guy at 170. He doesn't have that size advantage. He doesn't have. I think
I
Usman would
think he
fucking.
could. I think he could. I think
I
he
don't
could
like
beat
him.
Usman.
I don't like it.
You know, like it.
Usman's good, and you think about how big Usman is, man. He is a big fucking dude.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to just hold Usman down like Conor did, like he did to Conor or Dustin. You're talking about a guy that could barely make 170.
Yeah. I
Usman
don't
has as
know.
many title defenses as Habib now. Like
Yeah, it's not
they both
saying
have. I
much.
think Usman's on a 13 fight win streak in the UFC, and Habib only had 13 fights in the UFC. So
Yeah. Yeah. But Khabib's performances, speak volumes.
yeah, but I think if Usman wins a couple more, he's going to pass Habib.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, if he beats Colby again, and then beats Leon or Burns again,
Leon.
it's too bad that he
Leon.
didn't fight Thompson because that's another fight that just a different guy on the resume instead of beating the same guys twice.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, he would have dealt with Thompson.
Yeah, but I mean, you also just said that Conor could have beat Poirier in the second round. Come on.
Fuck yeah, he could have.
You talk about hypotheticals there, Conor Stan.
Yeah. Conor is the best.
Okay. It is a little bit tough that he lost. I mean, it sucks, right? It's better for MMA when he's winning, right? The the Conor Mania.
Yeah. It just sucks. Honestly, it sucks for Dustin.
Yeah, they robbed him
Like
of a
you might
win.
not even ever get to put the nail in the fucking coffin. You might not ever have that closure of beating, because he can't say that. The fans will attack him. He can't say, "Oh well, I won the trilogy fight," And even Dustin said that. He's like, "Well, I can't go around parading that I, beat the guy 2 out of 3 times. That sucks." And you might not ever get to do that now. That's the worst part about it.
Yeah, but he was
No
beating the
fucking
shit out of him.
closure. Doesn't matter. You can't. It doesn't matter. You want to be able to say as a fighter, like, all right, 2 out of 3 times, I was better than this guy.
Yeah,
Can't say that. I mean, you can.
and the most recent two are the way more important ones.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
for sure.
The first one, you're like, oh, that was 8 years ago. Whatever. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, that was at 145.
I beat him twice in the last year. Like that's
yeah,
that's way more. Yeah, you could just be like, I was young. I was at 145. It's not even my weight class.
Yeah, how did he ever fight at 45, man? Holy
I know
shit.
he could barely make 155 now. He's fucking huge. Just been hitting the supplements.
Hitting the
watch Poirier piss hot now.
Holy fuck. Yeah.
Conor fans would lose their mind. Conor would lose his mind. I'm looking forward to seeing Conor's Twitter page over the next fucking few days.
Yeah, he didn't really say anything. He's just like, "Oh, you need people like me." It's like, well, what the fuck? Give us something more. How was surgery?
He feels shame. Maybe he feels shame after his little fucking temper tantrum.
Yeah, maybe.
It was funny. Rogan just like sits down beside him.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
What's happening?
How's it going, buddy?
How's the foot?
How's the foot?
My foot was a balloon.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up.
All right. Well, you want to make a pick here? Thiago Moises versus.
Oh yeah, no, I gotta go
Islam?
with Islam. Can't bet against Islam.
Yeah, Moises is good, but
Yeah, we know how Islam fights, and it's very high level grappling. We'll fuck you up. So
yeah, definitely.
Right.
Jeremy Stevens is a big underdog, plus 210.
Stevens, he's weathered. He's a weathered warrior.
Yeah, definitely.
Still dangerous as fuck, but weathered.
Yeah, whatever. He can just use his primal boom to finish fights.
His primal boom?
Yeah, that's what he said. He fucking finished Drakkar Close with.
Oh, yeah.
His push.
Yeah.
He's like, that's a TKO win, man. He couldn't answer the bell. Man's got a point.
I guess.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for watching the episode 93. Modern Day MMA is in the bag here. UFC 264 is in the books. Conor McGregor is going to be going to rehab. You got anything else you want to add before we close out the episode, Kael?
No, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to leave a positive review and subscribe.
Awesome. Okay, well, thanks a lot for listening, guys. Don't forget to hit us up on that YouTube channel or on any podcast platform. We'd appreciate it. And we'll see you in 7 days.